Hi, I'm Melissa, the communication doc, and I promote healthy relationships through communication. I'm here today talking with Ivana and Yaw, and we've been working together for a while. And I want to have a little chat with them about our work together and what we've accomplished. So I am actually, it's 7 a.m. where I am and early, so you might see me drinking a little bit of tea now and then. It's at, noon where you guys are? Is that right?
Yeah, that's
A
right.
little after?
Yeah.
Just after,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, go ahead and tell us a little bit about you.
So we are an interracial couple, as you can see. We have 3 children, aged 9, twins, and 4, all boys. And we faced some challenges initially as a mixed race couple coming from different cultures. But since working with Melissa, we discovered there is much more we need to work on. I don't think specifically us as people, but there is so much in any relationship that needs work if you want to make it work.
That's probably the best response and stuff to that. There's a lot that I think certain people take for granted when you come into a relationship. Even if you've been with someone for a while, there's still a kind of, you both grow as individuals and as a couple. And if you are unable to kind of communicate, it kind of sometimes causes unnecessary
Struggle.
Great response. Struggle.
Yeah. Very true. Well, and actually that leads into the next question I was going to ask you is, can you tell me about some of the communication challenges that you were having prior to us starting to work together?
I used to think I was perfect.
I was perfect, but
still am.
Yeah.
No, I think I was more self-centered and selfish, and like the princess syndrome. Yeah, if I'm really honest with myself, I wanted him to just work everything out, do what I want, and be perfect. How are you still with me?
All right.
When I put it this way, and now I see how wrong I was in many situations. Not wrong, but like I was closed-minded, I'd say. Didn't have an open mind, didn't try and see things from his perspective. I only saw my gain. Yeah, when I'm honest with myself.
And even with you turning around and saying that, I think you're being a little bit hard on yourself. One of the main things is just understanding that, our differences that we had, sometimes we just found it difficult to kind of put something across. And like you said about, it's the openness. Openness when you're right and openness when you're wrong as well. Being in that vulnerable state and being allowed to be in that vulnerable state and turn around and say, look, actually I was wrong in this.
That was a natural.
Yeah.
It was, but not in so many situations like it is now.
Yeah.
I don't just automatically blame you. Oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. I look at it with more open mind. Yeah. And then we have to mention, initially we approached Melissa with some challenges in our relationship as an interracial couple, coming from different backgrounds, because your way of, or your idea of how to bring our kids up was different to mine. So that's why we initially approached Melissa. That's where we struggled a lot, and that's not the case really anymore. Not to that extent anyway, because nothing is perfect ever.
So how would you say you dealt with conflict, whether it be about raising your kids or other things, when we started working together?
I was very stubborn and both of us were.
No, I was always giving. I was always giving, and sorry, that's a lie. We were
stubborn. Yeah, I didn't want to. You were more open-minded than me. That's the truth. But I thought my way is good way. My way is a good way, his way is a bad way, you know. So my goal was to make him see that my way is good. Yeah. So
Well done.
that was my idea of dealing with
Yeah,
conflict. And you?
I I come from a family where we can be very stubborn, and yeah, and depending on the situation, if I felt it wasn't something that I'm gonna lose out on, lose sleep on. If I lost an argument or we lost, a discussion or something, then I would just let it go because it was peace. Whereas after obviously a lot of understanding, from your culture, from you yourself, there's absolutely a need to be open and be transparent in your thoughts because, well, we can go into it a little bit later on and things, but
how we dealt with the conflict is the
yeah,
question. Yeah. So we felt stuck. That's the right word. No?
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
How many times we would argue and we have even admitted we are running in circles here.
Yeah.
We need help.
Absolutely.
Because we couldn't see the way out.
Yeah.
And what would you say is the primary issue in your communication, if you can identify, or even the top couple issues that really motivated you to want to get help? Because we had some contact through your podcast, and it had been a number of months after that you contacted me. So what was it that brought you to that point where you said, we can't keep going this way, we need help?
Yeah, it was actually because I think every couple feels the same, that you have situations where you can find a solution and situations where you struggle. And for us, that was the parenting thing, how to raise our kids. Some things the values and stuff that we have in common, but how to deal with, say, bad behavior, so to speak, or when kids are a bit challenging, that we couldn't agree on. And we felt like we can't find a compromise. You think you're right, I think I'm right.
Yeah.
So what now? And that's when we thought about Melissa, because we knew her work from talking to her before on our podcast. Yeah.
I think that's probably, the best response to that one. Yeah.
So what was it like working together? Was there anything about the approach that we took, or the way we handle things that was different from what you expected, or different from maybe other things that you've tried before to work on your relationship?
Can I?
Yeah.
To be honest, when I'm not going to say a bloke's bloke or anything like that, but you kind of go into these with a bias, with a preconception that, okay, I'm probably going to get on here and I'm going to get pulled apart by yourself, Melissa, and it'll be like a tag team of yourself. And I'm not saying that absolutely was not the case, but this was the preconception that I had. So even when I went in and I was trying to be open, I was kind of waiting for the penny to kind of, oh, your wife is right, I need to kind of sort something else out. And I was like, oh. But actually, one of the main things that the way that you come at it is very much from a practical, theoretical point of view.
Objective, yeah.
Yeah, objective. Objective is absolutely brilliant way of saying it. There's a lot of science and stuff around it. There's a lot of research and things that you've done around relationships, around people, around culture that we just didn't know. And, all these things have an impact on the day-to-day, who you are as an individual and who you are as a couple. And sometimes you just don't realize it. You don't see how those things that you've grown up with, those things that you've interacted with has impacted you as a person. And so obviously the biases that you bring to any kind of relationship, whether it be, my loving relationship with my wife or, externals and things. But you came at it from a very kind of objective kind of place. It allowed me to kind of give myself that space to kind of trust what you were saying, the responses that you were going to kind of give to both of us. So if I was in the wrong, or if my perspective was one way, you allowed that space and things for me to kind of realize, have you looked at it from my wife's point of view, from Ivana's point of view, and vice versa? And that was what really kind of got to me, because we came to these and we were happy to be open, and we were happy because we knew that if we were, you would be honest in the response to those.
So there is no, you never gave us the feeling that I'm right, he's wrong, or vice versa. It was more like, you are right in this and you may work on this. You are right in, so it was always, we're both right, we're both wrong. Let's see what we can do. And that was, and with the culture thing, I want to say, because we thought we know everything about culture, how it impacts, but no, we didn't. And that was really eye-opening to me, to see how our culture can impact so many things I had no idea it could actually impact. And that made me more understanding. And also the kindness thing. Now I see Yaw is too nice. I thought it would drive me crazy. He's so nice. He's so nice. He's too nice. He puts everyone before us. But no, it's not the case at all. Now I see it, that that's his culture. They're just kindness to others. To them is like breathing. For us, that would be putting someone else first. So all these things we don't realize. So with Melissa, I would say, she knows what she's doing. Because you have coaches and you have coaches. Everyone is a coach these days now, so it can be a bit tricky to find the right one. And she is educated, she is experienced, and she has a passion for it, which is the best combination for a coach or mentor to have.
And so what would you say after us working together, how would you say that your communication is different than it was before? And you've mentioned some of this, but can you think of, in addition to some of the cultural aspects you discussed, are there other ways where you communicate differently now?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Apart from my wife just putting me on the spot and stuff now, joking, sorry. No, one of the big things that I think we both learned was our love language. And we're not talking about the physical love language as it is, but the things that we find as really important for us to kind of say, I see you, I appreciate what you do. And from that, I get gratitude and stuff from it, as well as yourself. I'm not going to say what our love languages are, but I've noticed since we've kind of spoken about it, I feel more kind of seen. And that's not always an easy thing to do, especially when you're a busy couple, a busy family with so many things kind of going on. And again, one of the things that probably a lot of families kind of can relate to is finding that time to kind of do something for the other person, which may in effect be small, but it's really noticeable to the person.
Yes.
And it's a really big impacting thing.
Or it can be nothing to me, but I know you will appreciate it, so absolutely. I do it for this reason.
And it's a really positive, a really big positive thing. Yeah.
And how would you say you are dealing with conflict differently now than you used to?
We don't feel stuck anymore, I'd say. That's the main thing. Whatever we come across, even if we have new challenges, new arguments, we know what to do. We have the tools. We don't feel stuck anymore. So that's the biggest one, I'd say.
Sometimes we understand that, where we're talking from, where we are, we're not going to get anything from this. So actually we need to kind of take our pause or, take that break and things to actually come from a different spot of emotional kind of a response and things, but actually come from, so then you can get to something that's agreeable for you both. And it's really nice and
freeing, that you don't feel stuck.
Yeah. And we get in front of these things because we have, can I say this? We have sometimes we are a little bit tired, so sometimes we don't always, but
there's not the stuckness anymore. Yeah.
But we have like a bit of a conversation like on a weekly. I don't want to give your tips and secrets out and stuff, Melissa, but it's been such a powerful thing that we can have a conversation about some of the things that are going well, some things not so well. It's allowed us to have that space to turn around and be who you are, say what you need to say, and not take it as I'm having a go at you, you're having a go at me. Actually, you mentioned something. What can we do to kind of make this a better environment for both of us?
So let me ask you, if you had friends who were struggling like you were, what would you say to them about their consideration of working with me?
Oh, 100% do it. Even if you don't struggle, do it. Because every relationship can be so much better when you have the tools and the support and guidance from someone like Melissa. Everyone should do it. Yeah. Every couple. It is life-changing, and it's like having a therapist. Everyone needs a therapist, I think, and every relationship needs nurturing.
Yeah.
How do you know how to nurture it if you don't have the tools and guidance? No, it's different than Googling something. Definitely.
ChatGPT isn't the same and things.
No, 100%. You need the human.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and we're not getting paid to say this. We promise.
No,
we do. We do think that. Yeah.
It's been such a positive impact on our relationship, and parenting skills, communication skills, the whole 9 yards and things. So I absolutely recommend you to anybody who's thinking about it, and for people who are not thinking about it, you should be thinking about it as well.
Yes.
Well, I think one time when we had talked, you had mentioned that now you guys mentioned there were some things that I taught you didn't know, but a lot of the things that I teach are pretty basic ideas. We all know we need to listen effectively, but one thing you had mentioned is it's different to just know. You can go to chat and it'll tell you this is how you should listen effectively. You should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the how, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the magic. That's the power and stuff behind it. You had to give us a lot of space for us to grow. It's don't turn around and think you're going to go in and then in a day's time or a couple of minutes later on, that's it, you're fine, absolutely everything's great. You mentioned around some of it is putting in the work, and nothing changes like that. You've got to give yourselves time to grow and time to evolve.
And it takes work for the relationship to be healthy and to be good. It doesn't just happen on its own. That's why I think everyone needs the support, because many people get married and they think, oh, that's happily ever after. No idea. It's rubbish. It's just the beginning. No. Happily ever after.
We're both laughing like
It was just the beginning, no, and then it takes so much work, but not hard work. It can be fun, but you have to work on the relationship. It will not function otherwise. You just be roommates.
Can I just quickly say, from a guy's perspective, I know some people that they'll see this and they'll think to themselves, I'm not going through that. That seems like a lot. I'm just about kind of dealing with how things are. It absolutely changes.
You can't imagine how.
If you both are in a space where you're willing to kind of give it a go, it allows you to really kind of open up. And you remember the first time that you both probably saw, the lusty eyes, and there was that kind of, there's that in there as well. But you get seen. You really get seen for who you are, and that's, in some cases, some partners don't get that during a lifetime of being together. They could be there for years and not really feel that they've been seen by their partner.
Yeah.
And so you've mentioned several times the work that is necessary, and it absolutely is work. I have no magic marriage pill. So you have to put the work into applying the things that I teach. And there's also financial investment. So would you say that it was worth the investment of everything you've had to put into it?
Oh, 100%. You can't put a price on this now because it can save your marriage.
Yeah.
It can.
You can put a price because Melissa's probably got a pricing plan, but it's a great price. Yeah. Like, what I'm saying is it's a great investment. Absolutely.
This is, I think, what we struggle with, people to invest in ourselves. No,
Yeah.
we invest in kids, we invest in practical stuff, tangible stuff, but this is the greatest investment you can make in yourself and your relationship. So of course it's worth it. Yeah. What else is more worth it? Yeah.
See,
I agree.
Like that. See, it's things like that makes me think, oh,
I'm actually all right.
I've done all right. I've done all right and stuff. Yeah, it just reminds me.
I'm just saying that for the camera.
Okay.
Just wait.
Sorry.
You have done well. Yeah. Both of you have worked very hard, and I'm so happy for the way that you've grown and changed, and for the impact that it's had on your relationship and your family. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk with me about the program. It's been great feedback, and my experience of working with you has been wonderful. I emailed Ivana as we were setting up this meeting that I always leave talking with you guys feeling energized and excited. Even times where things were, we were talking about tough things, I felt like, they're really committed. They're willing and ready to put in the work that this takes, and I know it's going to help them. And so I'm so happy to see the results that you guys have gotten. Is there anything you'd like to say here at the end?
We love you, Melissa, and thank you so much.
I love you too.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much for everything that you've done.